Thanks very much again. All right. Yeah. We're still Shoemaker Levee.
We are?
Surprise. We didn't have an identity crisis halfway through that song. All right. This next one, we also released on our record Another Round. It's a bit of a tempo change. It's called Astride the 49th. We hope you really, really like it. Sides on which we reside. Maybe you've been hardened by the right, or maybe you've been blinded by your mind. Hey, has a weather down there, and all your people unaware. Did it all? What's the balance of the way? Hey, and a 63 state. Made alive between you and us. Zippy and careless and the way you handle our trust. For a little brother to the best, one in the west, just another patriot retired and friendly fire. There's a weather down there, and now your people unaware. Did it all? What's the balance of the way? Hey, and the 63 states. My side, someday all of this could be theirs, and my daughters someday. All of this, I could be there. Are we being neighborly enough to be on your side? We've always tried to understand your damaged pride. We'd never call your anthem down or insult your flag, as we have reason to be proud, but never to brag. As a weather down there, are your people unaware? Did it all? What's the balance of the way? And 63 states, 63 states, 63 states. That's enough Thank you very much. That was close. That was so close. My fingernails are gone. Thanks again. We're going to do one that's not on any album yet. It's on our forthcoming album. It's in our third album forthcoming.
Or third coming?
Third coming album fourth. It's never.
Never was good with the maths.
It's my understanding there'd be no math during the questioning. It is hot though.
Taking that off?
I'm going to try.
All right.
Please get open her up. Nice. This next one we'd like to do is called Planning Our Escape. Thank you for sticking around. We love you. Maybe not in that way. I'll drown in the water or I'll settle in the dust. Now I won't swim at night. So draw the curtain, kill the lights. You know that well, don't reach for the safety valve. And don't stop to listen to the rationale. To stay to your claim, you would rather wait. So patient and hear a siren fall. Thank you. That was Planning Our Escape. Appreciate it very much. Thank you to the 400 Market for having us, and the Indie Distributor is wonderful. We love them a lot. I mean it. Do we have have time for can we play another one? Does anyone want another song? That sounded like a yes to me. All right. Sweet. Thank you. All right, this one is, we're going to do one off our first record then. Our record called Phase of the Days, which is on all the streamy things. Soundgarden and Spot the Dog. And
Spot the Dog. Can be streamed on small dog.
We appreciate it very much, even the bad humor. This is called Hate to Leave. As everyone must join the show, yeah. And I hate to leave you, but I must. As everyone betrayed your trust, I'm blind to everybody in a different state of mind. I'm searching for to hide when an omission is pseudo-political. I'm taking all of this in stride. Oh yeah. But I hate to cause there's much more of this world to get to know, and yeah. And these walls are closing in. Hey, I'm walking a line, I'm making a sign to keep on top of it. Therefore I start getting blind to everybody in a different state of mind. I'm searching for place to hide. An omission of the pseudo-political, yeah. I'm taking all of this in stride. Take me home, take me inside. Cause I wanna see you before you go. I wanna see you. Say that's alright, we'll all get tired tonight. Everyone's stretching around the fire. In the night, yes, I believe it when it happens to me. You're walking a line and you're living your life. Honestly, live your life. Live your life. Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Hey, hey. Yeah. very much. Hi then. We're gonna play another song? All right, we're gonna nod. This one's called Walkie Talkie in D minor. Jokes. I'm just joking. This is called Oversight, and it's on our soon-to-be released stuff. Yes, Oversight. We still love you. As much, if not more, than the last time I said we love you. Thank you. Woohoo. Talking about your future and I call it? Yeah, I do. What and then future? What's that? What and then future? Just future and then call it. You'll be not quick to find an organization that does more for original music than the indie distributor Russ and Val. They're fabulous people. They deserve a huge round of applause, and thank you so much for giving them your credit. Shoot them some cash, you know, support what they got going on, because it makes a huge difference to artists all over the province. All over. You're too kind.
Hi, my name's Valerie, and I'm from the indie distributor and Gussapolooza Music Festival. I'm here today with Shoemaker Levee, and these are one of our winners from this year's festival. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Go for it. You go first.
Why were we given 2 microphones? It's way too confusing for us. Yes, we're a band called Shoemaker Levee. I'm Kevin. I am lead vocalist, and I play the guitar as well.
Hey, I'm Dave. I play guitar and sing background vocals.
Hi, I'm Dwayne. I'm lead drummist, and I do no vocals.
And I'm Matt, and I play bass, and I also do no vocals, thank God.
Thanks for being here today, guys. How did you guys hear about Gussapolooza Music Festival?
Actually, I think it was, at first I'd heard about the indie distributor, the thing that you're doing here, and then kind of organically moved into finding out about Gussapolooza and realized that it had been happening in Bradford, I think.
Yeah, Hall Landing.
Hall Landing, a couple of years before that, right? Yeah.
I used to drive past the sign twice. I used to drive past the sign twice a day when it was on the north side of Queensville Side Road there.
Oh, awesome.
I go that way to the Five Corners there on my way to work and back all the time. So I saw it years ago, and a friend of mine said, hey, you should get in touch with these guys. You might have heard of him. His name's Gary Frampton.
Oh, yeah.
And then, a pandemic. So here we are now.
Yeah. And then we ended up on Gary's property. So, what do you guys think makes this festival different from the rest?
I think really just the idea of having a festival that's dedicated to indie bands. It's hard as an indie band to actually get any kind of exposure. So when you've got an entire festival dedicated to it, I think it's a huge thing for people like us that just want to get our music out,
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's why we do it.
I think for me personally, I think what makes it really, really unique is the indie-only initiative and the fact that it's sort of a multi-genre festival for artists of all kinds to come in and display their talents. And I really think it's a sort of homegrown initiative that it really makes it attractive to local indie bands and artists.
So that kind of leads into our next question. What does indie mean for those who don't know?
Not getting paid.
Lugging your own gear forever.
Yeah, exactly. Not having roadies, doing everything on your own. No, it's the word indie to me anyway. Really, it signifies an individual or a group of people in a band just trying to do things on their own with very little support other than the minds involved in it, and really trying to move forward with whatever you've got, sort of thing, and trying to focus on the music more than anything.
Yeah.
I think there's really a division between the artists that are well represented out there, and then the ones it's kind of like the division that happens with the economic divide in society. You've got the ones that like the haves, and the have-nots are the ones that are indie artists trying to really do something with themselves.
I would say a self-steering creative collective.
I like that. Yeah.
Damn, so much
You guys know I don't come up with anything good like that. Like, Jesus. I can't even put words like that together.
Use your thinker. Use your thinker.
Indie to me, it's interesting. It's an opportunity to have more than one mind come together, create something that, a weird way, it's something that brings me back from my childhood of like, if you feel like it's good, someone else might too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I don't know, that's where it falls for me.
Yeah.
Oh no, you hang on. That was good.
We'll give him the next one too. How about this? Where did the name Shoemaker Levee come from?
You're answering that one.
So many years ago, before I was even in the bed. No, I'm kidding. You guys, I wasn't even in the bed.
All right, so the long story, I'll try to make it as short as possible. So I read in a book about several celestial happenings that have been recorded over the course of history, and one of them was Shoemaker Levy-9, which is a collision of a comet that ran into Jupiter. And the significance for me at the time was a similar collision would have annihilated Earth completely without any question. And I was thinking how interesting it is that we're able to monitor something like that from where we are, and that, in just the you know, something that quick could occur, and everything that we know and love is eradicated within seconds. So I thought, it'd be an interesting name for a band. And obviously we tweaked the spelling of it a little bit, but that's kind of where it originated.
Awesome. How long have you guys been a band, and how did Shoemaker Levee come to be?
Matt, you go ahead, brother.
I don't even remember how many years ago it was at this point. A long time ago, I know for me, I was working at just a Rogers Video, and a friend of mine came in and said that they were looking for a bass player in this band that he was playing in. And that's when I met Kevin and the first iteration of Shoemaker Levee. That was well over how many?
1998, I think.
Was it 98?
Yeah.
Dear God. So Kevin and I have been playing together for a long time. And then over the course of time, we've had members leave, members join.
I think one died in a bizarre gardening accident.
Yeah, or didn't they self-combust in a bathtub or something? Wasn't that the case? Over time, we finally found this iteration of the band, which having Dave and Dwayne join and really focused on the future of where it is. You know, it's an interesting thing being in a band, because priorities outside of the band sometimes come into play. Sometimes people can't commit to, you know, wanting to be in this or wanting to put their heart and soul into it. And it's nothing against them. It's just, you know, people have to make different choices and whatnot. But you know, it's definitely been interesting since '98. Thanks for reminding me that Kevin and I have been writing together for this long. Yeah.
You mean outing you?
Yeah, seriously.
Yes, we are that old.
That's quite the accomplishment. How have you guys managed to keep improving as a band after years of playing?
I attribute it all to Dwayne. He takes full responsibility for our creative process. Actually, all kidding aside, it's been really interesting for me to create with this group of four, because everybody has their own input, and we have kind of a democratic process when we're writing that enables us to, anyone can come in with a riff, and then we all kind of spell off of whatever that is, and it ends up flourishing into something that we never expected it to. And normally that's the way it goes. It's just Maddie has a bass line, and that turned into Borderline, you know, which was collaboration between Dave bringing guitar parts and me putting vocals and us writing the lyrics together, but every song that we create is different as far as the writing process. So how do we keep sorry, the question was I knew
How
I
have
was
you
gonna
guys
do this.
managed to keep improving as a band?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of us keeping riffing off each other and keeping the democracy aspect of the writing process open.
So it's really a collaborative effort.
For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's some good advice you received early on, and what advice would you like to give to the up-and-coming bands out there?
What advice did I receive early on? Get a job. Don't quit your day job. Yeah, that's a good one. As far as advice early on, I was told once that there's sort of two sides to the industry, that cover bands will feed the pocketbook and original bands will feed the soul. That sort of stuck with me. And what advice would I give to somebody else? Buy light gear, because you're going to be lugging it all the time.
As we just saw.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I was saying before too. Like, somebody years ago said to me, well, do you enjoy it? Yes. If you enjoy it, others will. It's that same.
Yeah.
Do what you love, right? Do what you love.
Yeah. What are some other bands or artists that inspired you to pursue music?
Oh boy. You go first, man.
We got all afternoon to name them all.
That is a very difficult question for the four of us, I think, because in all honesty, we all have a varied listening preferences throughout the entire band. And I think that's actually helped us write what we have written to date and going forward is the fact that we all draw on different things. Like I know, for example, Dwayne and I, we really enjoy hip hop, you know, and that's something that, you know, you might not hear when you're listening to our album, but the roots of that, the bass and drum feel of that is there in our songs. Right. And it's just drawing on all those. But, you know, our influences, I think, for all of us, we'd be here for about an entire day listing all the different bands and everything that have influenced us. Okay, top three. Top three, if I got to pick three desert island bands. Well, obviously, Tool would be my top one. Tragically Hip is a big influence. And, well, just to tack on to what Dwayne and I are kind of into, I would say Dr. Dre.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, and like Mike was saying, like, no two songs in the band are that similar. Like, each song will draw from different genres that you're not even going to hear, right? And there's things that I'm doing where I might be pulling a funk beat in just because I enjoy to mess around with timings and whatnot and make it a little more integral that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's songs where I'm pulling a disco beat. We don't play disco, you know what I mean? But I don't like disco, but it fits.
That's a lie. You love disco. We know. We know.
Huge
it's okay.
John Travolta fan.
Secret's out, buddy.
You got 3 artists?
3 artists. No, I can't name 3. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't put a drummer on the spot like that.
Mine's way too big. That's what she said.
Yeah, I think just having a really broad spectrum of musical flavors to draw from when we're creating the next dish, if you will, for lack of a worse example, really helps broaden the spectrum of the writing because we're not all drawing from sort of a singular focus, like what Dwayne and Matt were alluding to. They could be laying down sort of a hip hop bass line. I might be pulling in something that's Spanish flavored, and Kev might be playing something that's got sort of a four on the floor rock beat, and that sort of becomes this, you know, the stew for that day. My top 3 would be Celine Dion, Megadeth, and Harry Belafonte.
Love it. Awesome.
I'm trying to evade doing the 3 artists thing. I think what's great about it is we don't ever have to commit to one thing or another. So yeah, I mean, I think that the guys as well as my family will make fun of me for listening to what they call evil elf music. But it's inspired, essentially it's like math prog rock that I listen to for innovation and ideas. So and also we love original indie artists as well. And there's so many that I can't even get through it, but I mean, it's notable ones that I grew up with would be like Gentle Giant and like Renaissance and really, just diverse Humble Pie. I don't know, really kind of out there stuff that not too many people know about.
That's why
Don't look at me like that.
Listen. Dave's the one that said Celine Dion, so you're safe with Renaissance. Don't worry.
Nothing wrong with Celine Dion.
What is the craziest story or wildest adventure you guys have had as a band?
Dwayne, you want to field that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did cause a panic.
So, we were recording the first album, and this one always, this story tends to jump into my brain every once in a while. But there we were in the recording studio doing the first album, and you know how you shoot the breeze with everybody working there, and Game of
we should
Thrones
probably
was,
give people a spoiler alert on this anecdote.
Yeah, spoiler alert, something happens. But back in that time, a small show called Game of Thrones was being played, and I walked into the recording studio there and said to the producer, spoiler alert, everybody.
No. You didn't say spoiler alert.
No, I didn't say spoiler alert. What I said was, can you believe Arya killed
The Night King.
The Night King. As he had, been watching and hadn't made it to that point yet.
Gotcha.
He's like,
Ruined the show.
he was very modest about it. He was just sort of like, well, actually, I haven't seen the last episode yet. I was waiting for it all to be finished before taking on this season, actually. And Dwayne felt absolutely awful, of course.
And then we had to ask him to produce our album.
Right? Yeah. Now that he hates us. Yeah. I think so. That's why we commonly make jokes about everything out of Dwayne's mouth is a spoiler. We'll be just at dinner and be like, "Who shot JR?" I was like, Dwayne's gonna spill the beans, and you remember Kaiser Soze ended up being Kevin Spacey's character. It's genuinely ruining everything for us. So,
Not a lot of crazy stories, in all honesty. I think we've survived a fair amount.
yeah, the fact that we released an album and then COVID happened. That happened to so many bands. It's not really that crazy. But then when we were just starting to round the corner, and it's time to start gigging because Phase of the Days is out there and things are starting to open up again. Dwayne fell off his roof and broke I don't know how many bones in his body.
All of them.
And then he had to take a hiatus for hospitalization.
Yeah, back in almost a year ago now. It's at the end of November last year. I fell 30 feet, landed on concrete, broke my hip in 3 places, my pelvis, every single rib on my right side, both front and back, and then a couple on the left, and my shoulder, all in one shot. Snowboarded 6 weeks later.
Oh, wow.
Like an idiot.
Like an idiot.
So anyway,
But
yeah.
yes, it was an ordeal.
So we try to persevere as best as you can, because what else can you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us about your newest album and where everyone can find it.
Right, so Another Round we released it in July. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on YouTube Music, it's on all the
Everywhere.
things, right?
Yeah.
That's usually the common thing is just say it's on all the streaming platforms. So we're just ramping up our social media profiles now. If everyone can follow us on Instagram, that would be wonderful because that's a big one. And we're just we're making a go of it.
Yeah. Well, I've heard the album. It's quite amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thanks for giving us an opportunity to play it and have some exposure with what you guys are doing. We are huge supporters and we love everything that you're doing.
Well, that's why we do it. What's next for the band and where can people follow you?
Yep. And follow us on all the things I just
All
said.
the things we just said.
What's next? We're going into a writing phase because a lot of the stuff we wrote during COVID and just kind of working on ideas that haven't completely fleshed out. So now it's a matter of getting those to fruition. And so we might play a couple of shows between now and next sort of spring. But I think now it's kind of like, let's
hunker down and
hunker down and get some writing done. Yeah, that's the plan.
Awesome. And last one here. What were some of your favorite bands or performances from Gussapolooza 2022?
I was taken by these guys, the Lookout Service. Really thought their set was amazing.
I really enjoyed the Blues Emergency.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the sort of tension, the constant tension, the palpable tension I felt in their music. I thought they were really enjoyable.
Oh, I was agreeing.
Oh.
I was just going to agree with Kevin as far as the Lookout Service was. That band, the two of them, the amount of music, the amount of sound that was coming out of those two was phenomenal.
Yeah.
They kind of blew me away as like they could be, that next sound that a lot of people are kind of hoping to hear. But yeah, I was really taken back by them. Yeah.
It was alarming to see 2 dudes fill the stage and fill the stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
They didn't need anybody else. I
Yeah.
mean, how much better could it have been? Who knows? But they didn't need anybody else as far as I was concerned.
And then honestly, to see Russ Robson close it out, I mean, no one beat him. His performance was amazing, and yeah, that was a great topper for the entire event.
I think so too, but I might be biased. Well, thanks for coming out, guys, and your performance was amazing. And as for always, we look forward to having you out.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. love to be back anytime.
This weekend, plan a truly entertaining family outing combined with real shopping value at the 400 Market, a giant indoor-outdoor flea market located on Highway 400 at Innisfil Beach Road, just south of Barrie.